All right, we're just going to take a look at some markets, some stocks, and QQQ and whatever. So you have the SPY here, and you have a bunch of stocks: Apple, Amazon, basically the leaders. All right, Microsoft, Tesla, Microsoft again. I don't know. So we'll just take a look at Apple, Amazon, and probably Google. All right. The reason is there was a lot of really nice upthrusts that set up excellent opportunities. You see it today, the Apple did an upthrust, Amazon, which was expected, did an upthrust, Tesla, Microsoft, Google, I think this was an upthrust. Oh yeah, Google was upthrust, yeah, that was a good one. And SPY also upthrusted. So we'll take a look at how those upthrusts occurred and what to do. All right, so the situation here with the SPY is basically this was yesterday's move where I was explaining everybody the short covering rally, right? So this was a short covering rally, and basically it initiated a trend which gapped up in the morning, tagged, guess what, resistance. Went right into resistance, and from resistance you had selling. So that's it. That's a change of behavior. And then here, what you can clearly see is 15 minutes it does demand does 230, 9 minutes demand does $1.80, and then 6 minutes demand does about $1.60. After that, selling does 18 minutes and $1.60. And here's the key, like right over here, you see this wave over here? Look at the price and time, the time and price of this wave. It lasts 6 minutes. It does $1.20. $1.20 is less than $1.60, $1.80, 230, 640, 230. Oh, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's less than the prior 5 waves. So this is weakness. And this is how you know this is your, what is it called? Lack of demand for the breakdown, for the markdown phase to occur. This is the last point after which markdown occurs. And that's what happened. And then look at what happened. It went right into the demand area, was going sideways, did a spring, there's some effort here, rallied with the biggest wave in 9 waves from demand, from right under support. You know why? It's in a spring position. That's why. So that's why it's doing that, and it's holding. They're in a spring position and don't want to go lower. Tries to go lower and demand comes in. 9 minutes it does $1.80. $1.80 is bigger than 90 cents, dollar, $1.50, $1.60, 90 cents, 110, 120, whatever. So here is your demand coming in from support, and that's it. I mean, that should give you a clear clue. But what really gives you a clear clue is Apple is also rallying and all that. And over here you had your effort, meaning you had a big selling wave here, but what was it followed by? A thrust reversal, right there. That reversal bar, and that went to test. All right. So this, at the end of the day, right? You can expect, especially in bear markets that go down, 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 down. Towards the end of the day, look for short covering. The short covering will set up a trade. This happened yesterday. It's happening today. It's going to keep on happening. As long as you have a bear market, towards the end of the day, if the market stops and it's at a support level, and it's done its move, day traders will want to get out. So as the time runs out, they want to get out, and it's going to do the bounce. In this case, it did a bounce right here to this breakdown. You see this breakdown? So you can see this in advance that yes, this is an untested breakdown. Where do you think this is going to go? It's going to go to the breakdown. That's what it did. So, I mean, What about it? We got volume coming in here. Tap, 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 tap. Effort, reversal, right? So how this, it's a really nice little spring. There's a lack of supply here, here, right? You can really tell, there's some clues here, and I'll explain what they are. It's actually this wave, right? You want to look at the strength. Where is it coming from? It's coming from weakness of supply. How do you know it's weakness of supply? Less than 1, 2, 3, except this one. All of the down waves. So it's quite low. It's the second lowest down wave volume in the entire consolidation here. So it's gonna go. It's gonna go. And that's it. So what's the point here? I mean, basically it goes to resistance, it sells off resistance. Goes to support, consolidates, why it's accumulating, or it's just not going lower. It tries to go lower. Instead, demand comes in from support, pulls back, takes it up. And that's it. I mean, there's nothing else to say. And what will give you more confidence is if you're looking at the other stocks and seeing if they're holding or moving, or they have some, buying in the background. I knew this was buying, so. And the other thing I explained yesterday, which if you got, it's really important. This behavior here, right? When the market from a low, it tries to go low, there's a lot of activity, and then after that, there's a lot of activity up. So a lot of activity down, a lot of activity up. It's typically some type of volume off the bottom. And that is usually part of the change of behavior. So you have to understand the volume off the bottom, its importance, and how it is many times a part of the change of behavior or very close to it. And the activity is going to start flying. Like it's going to be a lot. This is only biggest in 7 bars, but typically it's like 30 or more. So, and if you pay really close attention, you'll see on this pullback, right? It's very minute. The activity raised right here where there's a 5. That's the most amount of activity in the last 5 bars, followed by a thrust. So that is a very minor climax. It's difficult to unless you're paying attention. It's it's the type of climax that you see on a pullback. So there it is, and there's your reversal with a thrust signal. It's going higher, boom, and it does. This, by the way, is effort. You see a lot of volume here, and how it's validated is by this thrust. That thrust comes in, it's going higher. All right. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. So now the same chart of the SPY versus Apple. You see over here the SPY, right? It didn't show the change of behavior on the left-hand side here. What it did show was a climax. All right, this is the climax into a support level. Then it was holding, right? It didn't show it until later on. It showed some demand coming in. But Apple showed it. Apple showed it that, it's going down, your climactic action right here. And here is a very, very clear evidence of demand. Very clear evidence of demand. That wave has more demand than over 49 waves. More volume than over 49 waves. I mean, you don't have to be a genius to know that that's coming off of a support level. The only thing is, it didn't break the support level. It didn't spring it, which is fine. SPY did it. Apple didn't. It happens all the time. All right. So the demand came in, which now how you interpret this is because Apple, I think it's the biggest component or the second biggest component, right? It should be like the top 1, 2, or 3, like biggest component in the SPY and in the QQQ is the amount of influence it's going to exert. Okay, so the amount of influence, that they're highly correlated and that it's the key component. So this here, this here is going to help you interpret the SPY. Because when it comes down below a support level, you might be thinking, oh, it broke support. This is a breakdown, and it's consolidating, and some pattern, and it's going to break down lower. But if you see SPY, you see, oh, it didn't really break down support. It had a climax into support, and then it rallied from support on the biggest demand volume in 50 waves. What is that? That right there is your sign of strength, and that's going to help you interpret what's going on in the SPY. It will help you, like, if you're on the edge about whether SPY is bearish or bullish, you look at the component and it's clearly bullish because of all this volume that came in. I mean, take a look at this. This wave is 80 cents. This wave $1.10. This one is $1. This, I think, 90. This is 60. This is 80. This is $1.90. This wave $1.90. This is the biggest wave as well. It's bigger than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 6 waves. This is bigger than the last 6 waves. Bigger than the last 6 waves. All that volume, it's telling you that I'm not going down. I'm not breaking through. I'm holding the support, right? And then after that, boop, 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 right there. This is telling you what? Minor climax followed by a minor change of behavior. And I know, like, folks are thinking, what's a minor climax and what's a minor change of behavior? Oh, remember, every time frame pullback or bar is actually like a trend on a smaller time frame. So this pullback, this 1 wave, 2 wave, 3 wave, 4 wave is like a minor trend on a lower time frame. So here's your climactic action relative to that minor trend. So you will see this on what? On even, how should I explain? Like a selling climax ends at trend. A bar-based climax can end a pullback. Some folks I think they call it exhaustion bar or something like that. That's your exhaustion bar. And that's terminating the pullback, and you have the reversal. It goes higher, holds, and then boom, goes up. So this is your end of day. And what I really like about this upthrust is this selling off of the upthrust. So it goes to upthrust position, right, from the yesterday's trend, gap up, sell off. And again, you do not just looking at one market in isolation. You're looking at the complete picture. So you're looking at SPY and you're looking at Apple and Amazon, and they will give you confidence about which side to go with. So for example, if you don't see the change of behavior immediately here, but you're looking at Apple too, you're like, oh shoot, right there, it's there, and that'll give you, and also the fact that it's holding, it's like making higher lows, where this thing is going to spring, right? This is holding. So it gives you a lot of conviction. All right, that's all, folks. Take care.